Call to order, roll call.
Craig?
Yeah.
Jody? Yep. Joe? Walt?
Yep.
Chris?
Yes.
Dylan?
Yes.
Dana? Yes.
Public forum.
And Craig, I did want to make mention real quick, Joe Kilberg, due to a medical issue, wasn't able to join us, but asked that he be zoomed in, not as a voting member, but just to be informed of action around the board table tonight. So I'm just pulling him up on a video conference link.
So
Okay.
we'll wait till.
Yep.
Yeah. Kathy, who's on public forum?
I have a speaking down there.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, we're ready. Joe's on. We're good to go.
Rhonda, you want to start?
Questioning on number 5 consent agenda, how come the exhibits are not attached anymore to financial statements, bills, minutes? Number 10, regarding facility improvement plans, if that's being discussed, and there was a meeting in Sabula, did they not get all the information? What's on?
Is that all, Rhonda?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Nick?
I'm good. I just had that same question about the hyperlinks.
Okay. Richard?
The Iowa Department of Education's guide details a bond cannot move forward until a petition with the required signatures is formally accepted, verified by the board secretary, and approved by the board. Yet in the August 20th minutes, this board passed a resolution calling an election without accepting, approving, or verifying the petition. At the December 2nd Facilities Committee meeting, petition signatures were noted still missing. Tonight's agenda calls for early voting with no acceptance or approval of a petition. This violates DOE's documented legally required steps. Hiring Nick Trinkamp as Special Education Director, who was forced to resign from Central CSD after posting a Big Pharma promotes homosexual obesity. He was on the agenda. You approved him in a special meeting, so I can talk about him. No, but the minutes of that meeting are, so his name is there. So I reclaim my time. Superintendent Chris who has forced to resign. Big Pharma promotes homosexuality and obesity, a homophobic and fat-shaming comment that costs Central very large attorney fees. His recent Facebook remark, "At least they didn't shoot me," under a meme of Charlie Kirk, trivializes political violence and mocks his own removal. These actions are inappropriate for a vulnerable student curriculum director. When questioned by the press, Superintendent Chris Fee claimed he could not share information due to policy or protocol. No such policy exists. This was evasion, not transparency. And while at least one board member did contact Central, others did not. The board ignored the information or was denied it. Either way, this is a breach of duty. The actions of Chris Fee historically has violated board policies and ignores Iowa code in hiring. His leadership is ineffective, damaging district culture, community trust, and student safety. Remove Nick Trinkamp and follow the legal process before proceeding with any bond election. These numerous failures Superintendent Fee helmed must end, and it is your duty under Iowa Code Chapter 279 to take action or resign.
Is there stuff you can do?
Consent agenda.
Okay, I can do that.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And properly moved by Jody, second by Dylan to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. We'll wait on personnel. We approved the consent agenda, we're moving on, personnel, first, you're up.
All right, pretty short list for personnel. Just recommending resignation of a cook and a volunteer driver who's planning to assist with some of our ag and FFA trips.
I'll make a motion to approve personnel as presented.
I'll second. And properly moved by Jody, second by Chris to approve personnel as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed vote, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Receipt of filing termination recommendation.
Per Iowa code and policy, just providing with you with notice of recommendation to terminate an undisclosed employee and recommend that be filed with the board secretary.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the receipt of filing of termination recommendation.
Second.
And properly moved by Jody, second by Dylan to accept the receipt and filing of termination recommendation. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Kathy, I'll give you this after the meeting. Number 8, introduction to student participation in foreign exchange program.
Super excited to welcome a guest to our board meeting tonight. I've had the pleasure of meeting Francesca right after she joined us from Italy. And as all of you know, we've had several foreign exchange students over the years. It's something that we welcome openly because of just the different experiences and diversity that it brings to our students' experience. And was approached with the question of whether or not she could just speak to the board and introduce herself and share a little information tonight. So Francesca, we're so glad that you're here.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you all for letting me speak and for accepting me into your school. So yes, I'm an exchange student from Italy. I am 16 and I will be spending this academic year in Eastern Valley High School. So far I'm loving everything. Like I'm loving the people, loving the teacher, I'm loving the food, I'm loving everything.
I did not pay her to say that.
I seriously like everything and I'm actually fitting in very well. The people are good, they're nice, and the students are also super nice to me. The teachers always help me when I need help, and they try to make it feel easier for me to learn new things and in foreign language that I'm not used to. So everything's fine. Like I like it.
Some fun facts: Francesca knows 3 different languages.
Yeah.
She has now become an Eastern Valley cheerleader.
Yes.
And on the first night, only in 4 days, knew and memorized 4 cheers and made KWQC news. So she's awesome. She is such a blessing to our family and I think for our school. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to showcase her.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
You speak good English.
She does.
Thank you. Yeah.
So she's getting to know Hootie real well. Just teaching her a few things too, right?
Whoops. Go ahead and go up by the door and then Abby's going to take you out.
And I would just say, I think she's very lucky to land with a great family, and one of our employees is Erica Felke, who's our new shared curriculum director, and so very, very cool that her and her family were going to open their home to her and allow her to be a part of our school community.
Thank you, Erica. You're welcome.
Item number 9, request for community to use school grounds in Sabula.
Yeah, so we occasionally get requests like this, and I just like to bring them to the board. As you can see, in my notes, was approached by a community member down there, one of the community leaders, and just asked that they be able to use those grounds to help coordinate some safe and fun activities around some of the fall holidays.
I'll make a motion for Calvary Lutheran to use the school grounds in Sabula.
I'll second.
I got a question on that. Is there any insurance concerns or anything?
They will fill out a form just as we do per our policy,
Okay.
and they provide proof of insurance to cover that liability.
Is there a specific date or time range?
It's the
or-
Sunday after Halloween weekend.
Yep,
It's a Halloween event.
correct.
Been properly moved by Jody, second by Chris, to approve request for community Calvary Lutheran Church grounds in Sabula. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, proceed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Discussion and updates regarding facility improvement plan, Exhibit 4.
I'm going to share some images and also share some updates related to some of the work that's being done by our facility advisory committee. Very grateful for the work that our committee's done. As you know, they've met regularly over the past year to help develop cost-effective solutions to meet the needs of our students and our communities. What you see in front of you here are some of the updated renderings of some of the work that would be done with the passage of a bond referendum, which will include a question on the November 4th election. And so what you see is kind of the culmination of a great deal of work that the committee has done to identify what you see here as a gym with attached locker rooms. The space right here is a lobby, which includes entrance, concessions, an area for some seating, but then a competition gym. So it includes a competition court that spans that direction, retractable bleachers that pull back in both directions that would allow for competition, or not competition, but activities to be taking place, volleyball, basketball, other sports going the other direction, so that we have two groups on there at once. The image that you see here shows seating for up to 800 people. Our architect has indicated that they'd love to try to stretch that and even get that closer to 1,000, but until we have more budgetary details, we have to kind of hold off and see what's in the budget. But based on all of their cost estimates, our architect group felt very confident that we could build this within the budgetary constraints that we would be working within. And so you can see the court areas, the retractable bleachers, the locker room area with restrooms. Includes 4 locker rooms. This area would have concrete reinforcement, so it would also serve as a FEMA-rated storm shelter. The lobby and entrance here connects to our existing high school around the bend in the back. There would be a hall that would extend out. That would mainly be for student use, for students that are accessing this during the day. But one of the features that our committee kind of gave feedback on and our architect group helped to design was having to be a connected and integrated part of the school, but also the ability to just have it serve as a community facility as well. So, access for students during the day, but in the event that a community group or weekend activities or youth groups were using that outside of school hours, having the ability to lock that off. And so parking would be in back, as you can see in one of the other images here, but allowing the community to access it without having to worry about things going on inside the school or something, so that it can still serve as kind of a standalone facility. The facility meeting that we held down in Sabula on Monday was a great opportunity to get information. We always wish that we have more people in attendance, and we are going to have 2 more meetings at a minimum. And as we're able to get more information out in advance, we expect that we'll be able to engage more people. But the meeting was attended by approximately 6 members of our facility advisory committee who led and facilitated the meeting. Mr. Krieger and myself were there. We also invited our lead architect, Joe Knuckle, whom I think many of you have met. Also had Matt Gillespie, one of the state finance directors, who came to speak about the cost and tax implications and such. And so I think it was great. I heard a lot of positive feedback from the people that were there about just being able to hear the facts and information from the experts, such as the architect and the finance expert. But that was kind of the overview of the information that they delivered. And the committee did a great job of keeping it relatively informal. Just shared some information from their perspective, gave a little background on why they landed on this as a good fit for our schools and our community, and just took the approach that this is a community-driven process, and they really reaffirmed that through the delivery of the presentation, which was led by that group. They provided as many answers and information as they could, and Mr. Kruger and I assisted to the best of our abilities. But we are partnering with a local individual who specializes in marketing. Her name is Cadence Overby, and she is assisting with some marketing materials. She just sent me some this afternoon that I'm going to send out to our facility group just to get their input on. But we're just in the process of ramping things out so that we can start raising awareness about the community meetings, getting information and facts out about the project. One of the main, two main things that I think we're trying to deliver is that first and foremost, it's more than just a gym. A gym does a number of things for our schools and our community beyond just serving extracurricular or athletic needs. First and foremost, it frees up our existing gym in the high school, which helps to allow us to prioritize that space for performing arts. All of you know that we have an extraordinary performing arts group, and oftentimes we have competing interests between athletic practices and performing arts practices, and so moving athletics out to this area and allowing performing arts to have priority use of the stage and that current gym was a main feature that we wanted to achieve. The other big message we're trying to get out is that it is not a tax increase. What we're able to do to generate the funds is extend some of the borrowing that we've done, keeping our tax rate at exactly where it is. When the community passed the general obligation bonds back in 2019 or somewhere right around that time, it was to approve a $2.70 tax levy. That is not going to be increased, not even a penny. And what we're asking the community to do is to consider supporting the extension of that that would help to generate a majority of the funding that would help to build the facilities that you see before you tonight. Mr. Kruger, I'll put you on the spot real quick, but anything beyond what I shared that is important for us to pass along tonight?
So do you have like easels that you can have these on display at all the games and everything coming up?
Yep, that's a work in progress. Yep. So we have these. Our architect brought these when he came to the meeting Monday night. And we have some local people that have agreed to do some printing. So our architect's sharing the file with us so that we can get more printed. And several members of the advisory committee, are local business owners and are involved in the community in other ways. And they've agreed to put these images and flyers and information in their establishments. So that's our goal, is to get these more widespread, get these up for games and other extracurriculars that our families and communities participate in.
Maybe have big banner, no tax increase.
Yes, that is a key feature on the informational content. Yep.
When the next dates are set.
We do for the community meetings? Yeah. Adam, maybe you can double check my my dates, but I think we have October 9th and October 19th, if that sounds correct.
October 9th is right.
October 9th is, I think it's
In
at
Preston.
7 in Preston.
Yep.
And then the 19th is the Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Yep. So we tried to offer it on a time outside of evening hours for any individuals that might work a night shift or something like that, to make it feasible for more people to get out and engage in the conversations. Any additional questions for me?
Number 11, resolution to accept the approved petition calling for Saturday early voting site.
So prior to last month's meeting, you will recall that we had received and exceeded the number of signatures on petitions to add a question to the ballot on November 4th. Following that, we had community members that engaged and collected additional signatures on a petition to be able to offer an early voting site, which is scheduled to be held October 17th, I believe, from 3 to 9 p.m. That will be similar to how we've done it in the past. We had the auditor's office come out, they looked at our site, inspected, made sure that it met all the requirements. So the voting booth is going to be set up in the concession stand near the football field behind the high school in Preston. And they'll have election workers out there. Any individual that's at the game or that wants to come from within our community can come and participate in early voting at that time. They'll also have curbside options for anybody that has any accessibility issues, where they come out and have designated spots where they come out to cars to assist people with voting. We have already made arrangements to waive any fees for anyone attending the game that night, because certainly we can't charge someone a fee to participate in voting. So the auditor's office just advised that if feasible, we waive the admission cost for that evening. So already communicated that to our athletic director to make sure that that is clear and in place. So our goal is to engage as many people as possible in the election, and the more that we make it easy for them to do so, the more participation we hope to have. So I believe 100 signatures were required on the petition for this early voting site, and we have exceeded that number. So I recommend a motion to accept or to pass a resolution accepting the petition to hold an early voting site.
I make a motion to accept the petition calling for a satellite early voting site. Go ahead.
Second. Moved by Dana, second by Walt to accept it and approve the petition calling for an early voting site. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Resolution approving publishing to the community exhibit 5.
So some of the feedback that I've received from community members that have been going out and gathering signatures and talking with people in the community is that there are individuals in the community whose perception is skewed by false information that has been widely distributed. And so through conversations with board leadership, I helped to draft a letter to inform our community of some of the factual information. The information that I'm referring to is information that has been distributed to all of you regularly in emails, to other boards that we have sharing agreements with. The information has been, for whatever reason, sent to school leaders all over eastern Iowa. I've heard from numerous school leaders within our AEA, stretching as far south as Pleasant Valley and Davenport, that they received this information, this false information about our schools. And the individuals also sent this information to several educational organizations throughout the state of Iowa, including the school business officials, the Iowa Association of School Boards, several legislators, and including the governor's office. The concern is that the information that's being distributed is false. The things that are being spun are taken out of context, and in my opinion, they have been selected to mislead our community. And in conversations with board leadership, we feel that we owe it to our community to just call out the fact that misinformation has been readily fed to them. And I think that all of us in this room, the board table and beyond, have tried to take a higher ground and try to be understanding, try to provide clear and accurate information. And even when doing so, we are met with either ignoring information and false information continues to be distributed, or there is zero acknowledgement that the individual was wrong with the information that they originally shared. They fail to ever correct it and quickly turn on to the next topic that they try to manipulate and generate more mistrust within our community, between the community that we all serve and the board, administration, and staff within our schools. So through some of the conversations with board leadership, we wanted to entertain the idea of sending out a letter to the community through a letter to the editor, and also through other means, Facebook and other communication channels that we utilize, to just encourage people to seek out individuals who they know that they can get the factual information from. We are very lucky to have a representation of a 7-member school board. And so in the letter, you will note that it just calls out the fact that each and every one of you are elected in the position that you're in. And you're elected by your community because people trust you. You are their neighbors, you attend church with them, you coach their children in athletics, you're engaged in this community, and you volunteer your time. And it's very unfortunate that individuals invest so much time in trying to tear down not just the great things that all of us are invested in, but all the great things that have been built by so many people before us, before I ever even came to this community. There were people that worked tirelessly to build up our schools, to build up our community, to unite people, and to have people within our community work so hard to divide people, tear down our schools, and cause distrust between the community that we all here serve and those individuals that we're here to serve. It's extremely frustrating. And so I brought a letter to you tonight for consideration of distribution on behalf of the board and administration from the Eastern Valley School District to set the record straight as far as information that has been distributed.
I'll make a motion to approve the publishing of the letter to the community.
I'll second.
Been probably moved by Chris, seconded by Jody to approve publishing of the letter to the community, Exhibit 5. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Action approved request for SBRC for supplement weighting to offset our special education deficit. I'm assuming this is you, Adam?
Yeah, annual thing, annual special education report was due, had a small deficit of $5,577.30. That's the request for the spending authority back. The state allows us to request that so we don't incur expenses over what we receive in revenue for special education students. So I'd recommend approval on that amount.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for the SBRC for supplemental weighting to offset our special education deficit.
Second.
Drafted by Jody, seconded by Dylan to approve request for SBRC supplemental weighting to offset our special education deficit in the amount of $5,577.30. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Resolution to consider continued participation in an instructional support program. Set public hearing date.
Yeah, so our instructional support levy, that's funding that we receive, that's in our general fund to help with educational resources. We've always done that with a board approval process. That process is what we're participating in now. It requires the board to set a public hearing, which would be October 15th. There'll be a publication in the paper that states that. It's just the school needs permission from the board to go about publishing that in the paper and have a public hearing and more information on that at that time.
I guess I make a motion to consider continued participation in the instructional support program and set a public hearing date.
I'll second.
Recommended by Dana, seconded by Walt, to approve the resolution and setting public hearing date as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, so just a couple things related to upcoming board elections. Not only do we have an election coming up to fill a few school board seats here in our district, which that paperwork is due tomorrow night by 5 p.m. to Kathy Meyer. We also have some opportunities that are available through the Area Education Agency. Some of the new legislation and state law has restructured how AAs are governed. So I did include some papers in your packet that include information about that. And if you were to have interest in running for an AA board, a board seat, that is an opportunity that's available to you and to others. So I just wanted to pass that information on to you as well. Any questions for me on that? No action is needed.
Approve process for sale of kitchen equipment.
So, Adam, do you mind just speaking to the equipment, just briefly?
Yeah, we just have a couple older kitchen items. One's a steamer, one's a full electric kettle. They meet the value, or they're under the value of things that we have to accept sealed bids for. It's stuff that we could, through discussion, felt it's just best to put it out on the newspaper, Facebook marketplace, and just the highest bidder gets it with whatever due date we put on it. Those are the two items as of right now that we have that we'd be looking to get rid of. We don't utilize either one, have them for multiple years.
So we did follow our board policy on the process of achieving this, and so wanted to recommend that process for doing so to you tonight, so that we can move forward with that.
I'll make a motion to approve the process for the sale of the kitchen equipment.
Second. Properly moved by Dylan, second by Chris to approve the process for sale of kitchen equipment, which is the steamer and large mixer. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approved contract from random testing for all school sites.
So that's also new legislation that came our way recently that requires that all school buildings be tested for radon. We have connected with Shive Hattery, who does work throughout the state and is prepared and equipped to serve schools in this capacity. And so I'm recommending approval of the contract with them in the amount of $5,400 to complete radon testing and meet all the state requirements for that legislation.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract for radon testing for all school sites, Exhibit 7.
Properly by Chris, second by Walt to approve the contract for radon testing for all schools, Exhibit 7. Is there any discussion?
Are there more than one company that does it? I'm just wondering.
There's several. Shive Hattery is, they specialize in a number of different things with architecture and building and construction with schools throughout the state. And so they're just a more reputable company. There are several that have popped up and that do it, but they just have more of presence and experience.
But it's a new state law, so you've not done the radon testing before?
That's right.
Some companies have applied for some opportunity.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract for radon testing with Shive Hattery for the amount of $5,400 at all school sites.
Sorry.
Oh, I did.
Is there any discussion? Proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approval ad hoc committee to assist with special education delivery program or delivery plan.
So with a new special education director who's doing phenomenal work for our schools, one of the first things that he's been tasked with is to review and update our special education delivery plan. Part of that process includes involving an ad hoc committee appointed by the board to provide input. Mr. Tremkamp has done a great job of reaching out to a number of different stakeholders, from staff to parents to AAA administration, to make sure that all necessary stakeholders are involved in the process. And so he brought me the names that I brought to you tonight for recommendation to appoint to an ad hoc committee that will meet in the future to review and help us update our plan.
I'll make a motion to approve the ad hoc committee to assist with our special education delivery.
I'll second.
Been properly moved by Dylan, second by Chris to approve of the ad hoc committee to assist with special education delivery plan as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Administrative report, Austin.
Turn that on. I'm gonna get hooked up. I don't want to take terribly long on a ton of things, but I do want to show you a couple of our updated data pieces. While I'm doing that, I can get here. We had our annual mission march that we start each year with on, I think it was September 12th, if I remember correctly. Families gave good feedback that it was kind of short, sweet, and to the point, but an opportunity to get them in. A couple kids from each class read their class mission statements that they collaboratively made together through the Leader Meet, which is just kind of like their core purposes and values and commitments to each other throughout the year. So a couple representatives from each class were selected, and they kind of went around the gym with their mission banners and read them. So it was kind of a short, sweet, and to the point event. But at the same time, it was a nice way to get families into the building for a little family connection. So that was my first thing. Let's see. Second thing I wanted to show you guys just very briefly. We wrapped up our fall fast testing. If this is good with it. It's almost like I'm frozen. So I guess first thing I would say is fast testing is a screener, so it's not like an end-all be-all. It's meant to collect data and then inform you, like, how is your building in general doing, where are kids at, and you look for themes to identify. We did have a little bit of a glitch, and I'm gonna get it down, just off to the side so you guys can see it. The state sent out, so we had like a 2-week window. It's a month window, but you pick a couple weeks. And then Thursday and Friday, the state sent out an email that things weren't registering, so it pushed back kind of into this week. But I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of a trend and theme and conversations that we have together as a staff. So fall of 23 would have been the year before I came. We've got reading and math. And again, this is set up fall, winter, spring. So we'll come back to it a couple times throughout the year. But essentially, we've got reading. I'm just going to give you the bird's eye view. We could look into this as much or little as we wanted. But reading, building overall is in yellow, and then reading, math overall is in blue. So if we want to look at reading, so in the fall of 23, as a building, we were roughly about 58% proficient. In the fall of 24, we came in at about 61%. And then in the fall of 25 this year, we were about 62%. So, relatively consistent. A little bit of hop around, but obviously the point is year over year, what are some tweaks and adjustments we can make to keep getting better? And then in math, I got math kind of highlighted in blue. And again, we could talk for a whole day on some of this stuff alone. But the bird's eye view is 2023, we were at 72%. Last year, we started the year about 67%. Then this year, we were about 68% roughly. So again, around the same trends. I can answer more questions or talk more on that if you'd like, but really what we'll be looking for is year over year. Obviously, how are we progressing as the year goes? But then we can also look year by year. Are we improving as a system? Are we taking steps? As well as something I'll be interested to look at is obviously we're looking towards proficiency and moving kids forward. And the college pathway is kind of like that accelerated pathway. So not only like, are we getting kids to where they need to be, but how can we keep extending kiddos that are doing well? So that was the first thing. I just thought I'd give you kind of an overarching look. Any questions with that piece kind of before I move on and click off? Cool. The only other couple things I was going to hit on quick. So we look at that fast data, or we will be looking at that fast data. We just kind of wrapped up. This year we purchased, it's called M-Class Interventions. So last year for interventions, you have your core teaching, and then teachers had a lot of autonomy on picking like, yep, this group of kiddos didn't make it, they need this, and selecting those interventions. But I found throughout the year that we had a whole bunch of different materials, and each grade level was using different things. So then the question you would ask is, how do we know that we're getting them what they need based on when everybody's doing something different? So you guys approved a couple months ago to purchase M-Class Interventions. And what that'll be is any kiddos from the data I just showed you that aren't meeting that benchmark. By law, they're required to have an intervention that we have to upload. And that will essentially, we'll dibble those kids is what it's called. So basically we'll screen them again, and then this platform will kick out, here's your groups of kids, here's the intervention they need to get, and here's how long. So it really prescribes directly based on how they're scoring, what they need to get. So I'm looking forward to that. There'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but that's the gist of that, and hopefully that will help some of those kiddos that need that remediation to move forward. So, and then the last couple things I had was a SWIT form. So SWIT stands for School-Wide Intervention Team. We had our first meeting of the year with that, and I kind of led that meeting by saying, I think this is an area we can do better as a system, and that's meant to identify students that are discrepant with disabilities and how we can get that intervention towards them and make sure we get them what they need. So we're looking at expanding that team a little bit. Nick Trenkamp led this meeting and collaborated a little bit with me on it. We actually created like a Google form for teachers, so if they have a kiddo they're seeing in the room that, yeah, this kiddo is discrepant not only in data but our observation, they can kick a form that will come back, and then we as that SWIT team will review, data we're getting from teachers and make sure we're identifying kids and getting them what they need. So I just had that, and then the last thing I had was curriculum mapping. So that SWIT form I had collaborated a little bit with Nick and some others on. In terms of curriculum mapping, I've been collaborating with Erica a bit on this, as well as Cindy, our instructional coach. But the short version is last year we had the new literacy program, and the parameters were, this is your core resource, teach it, and we'll learn it as we go. This year with curriculum mapping, what we're looking to is get a pacing. So the curriculum is designed to teach all of it, to make sure it kind of spirals is how I would describe it. And basically if you're missing portions when kids go from, let's say, 2nd grade to 3rd grade, they'll be missing gaps they need when they get to 3rd grade if they didn't get a chunk of the curriculum. So we provided teachers a couple pathways. I made up these terms, there's no legal part to it, but I called it flexible and structured. Flexible pathway was the curriculum is designed to teach the curriculum, and if you're deviating and straying away from it, I gave some autonomy to do that. We just need to log what can we ensure kids are learning and what are we using to get them there if we're not using the curriculum. So I call that the flexible pathway. The structured pathway was more aligned to, I will teach this curriculum exactly as it's aligned and intended and follow the scope and sequence given. I would say I was really delighted that all the teachers said, I would like to go the structured pathway. You lay out for us what to do and we want to do it. So that's going to be the next step, is Erica and I will be working together to put together essentially a know-all curriculum map form that says, here's the week, here's the lessons, and pretty much the accountability part will be following and keeping up with the pacing, just so we're not getting through half to 2/3 of the curriculum and then leaving a chunk out at the end of the year that creates gaps year over year. So that was the last big stuff that I kind of listed. Any questions?
You're starting off well?
Starting off well, going good, yeah. And it feels a lot better that you're not brand new to everything for the first year, so it's like, I'm good now. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Do you need this, Mr. Grudy?
Nope, I'm good.
It's exciting to look at that picture all the time, and all the stuff that can bring to our school and things. It's really a fun time to be there, and we talk about it and have a meeting for that. So, starting out with our year for performing arts, the band had their first performance on Friday night in the field. I know they weren't 100% satisfied with everything that happened, but they got out there for the first time with a group of people, got to perform and engage, and you can't see where you need to work on until you get them out there live. So it was fun that they got out there and were able to do that. I know they've been working to improve every day as they go in there. They're also going to enter Clinton marching band contest next month. As far as band members go, we have 13 high schoolers and 21 junior high kids in our band, so those numbers are way up from where it was before. So again, that's very exciting. We also have 19 members of choir, which if you remember where we were at about 6 months ago, it was maybe 6 in that area. So I think the adjustments that we made there, and Mr. Pauly and Mr. Deemer's recruiting definitely helps. They're doing really good things for us. In the school, fall play, practice is just underway. The auditions and tryouts were last week. And again, they got through a whole bunch of people there. The performances are set for November 14th and 16th. We currently have 17 cast members and 10 crew members, so 27 people involved with that one. Ag has been preparing to travel to the national convention. Aaliyah Schmidt, last year's graduate, is down there, is going to be competing down there, hopefully in multiple rounds. Let's go. We have a large group going down there to see that, and hopefully she can get on the national stage up there. Ms. Pohl and Ms. Schmidt's also taking up classes to a couple different farms already this year for some hands-on learning. And then Ms. Pohl took some for soil judging prep earlier this week. So they've been busy in the classrooms there between our kids and the Marquette kids down there. Athletics. Volleyball played Durant last night. They take on Marquette tomorrow night here. Junior high began games last week as well. Football, high school is currently 3-0. Had a close victory last Friday. Kind of wrapped it up with under a minute left with an interception. Then this week they travel to Central City. Next week they travel to HLV. And then they begin their push for the playoffs after that point. Junior high there also began last week. Pretty low numbers in junior high right now. They had a couple down with injuries. This week they traveled to their game with exactly 8 players, but managed to get through that one as well. So we should get at least one back very soon. Cross country just finished up 3 meets in 7 days, so it's their heaviest part of their schedule there. And then for the next month or so, they have about 1 meet per month, or per week for the month, leading up to districts. Our addition to performance PE in the school day and early bird has been really good. Very happy with the way that's going. We train about 60 kids 3 times a week, and they're between 2 performance classes during the day and then 1 early bird class. So that's been really good, accepted really well by the kids, and they're working hard, and they appreciate what the change up to that. It's also helped our other PE classes and raise numbers in those classes, and then allowed them to actually participate in activities that are geared around. Right now they're in a volleyball unit, but we have classes between 15 and 25 there, as opposed to classes of 3 that we were having before, and it's really hard to do many games for the principal when we have 3 kids. So academic-wise, classes overall have gone off really well. To start out the year, first junior high grade check is on Friday. So junior high kids every 2 weeks get checked for grades, and then they're eligible or not eligible for the next 2 weeks after that. So the first one's coming this Friday. Next Friday is midterm for our high schoolers. Our CCC online classes and academies, again, are keeping a ton of our older kids really busy. We run a van every morning there that's full. We were able to drop down from a bus to a van because more kids were driving themselves and things. So it's again very popular, and I think the kids that are there are really enjoying what they're doing. Student council is busy preparing for homecoming. Hallway decorating, board painting, flow prep are all happening in the next 2 weeks. BPA, so business professionals, NHS, FFA, Spanish Club are all different organizations that have all had initial meetings at the start of the year that our kids like to be involved in. I want to thank our custodians for the help hauling in extra bleachers to the football field and all the painting that they did out there. It looks a lot nicer out there with a fresh coat of paint on those things, and a lot of them were all assisting in that. I think we've had some really good PD days to start the year in the first few Fridays. As we've gone off, we had really good conversations, and teachers were very willing to just dig into whatever we're putting out there. And, I really like our staff up there as far as just being able to talk to each other, work together, and just to be real about what's happening in our direction going forward. We've had some special ed trainings. We've had a math intervention training and implementation in the junior high that the kids should experience next week. That was part of our math curriculum that was approved a couple months ago, and our intervention piece that went along with that. So I know Eric has been big with that, and our math teachers and a few social ed teachers, and it's that's ready to go, and it could make a big difference for us to be able to close some gaps there. Our core teachers when their special ed teachers were busy during that one, we did a lot of work and talk on like instructional differentiation in the room, so how to meet the needs of all the kids in there, and how to use small interventions to be able to target different things throughout the ones. So that was again a good hour's worth of time that I led with some initial questions, and then walked around. It was fun just to see our different departments talking. We had our first Singleton PD, which Singleton would be like the ones that there's only one teacher of that subject area in our school. So Spanish, art, PE, those kind of things. We join up with 3 different surrounding districts, and then we all Zoom I think there's about 5 or 6 sessions per year that we do that with them. So it's an hour and a half Zoom with those teachers, and there's a structured list of things they talk about, but it's a great chance for them to be able to talk to other people in similar sized districts with what they do and how they interact with kids. I know at least one of them is planning on meeting in person together the next time we do that. So Zoom makes it easy, but in person is always nicer if we can. Early out schedules on Fridays, I believe, are being really productive. I really like what's going on there. Great teacher feedback from the way we're doing that. It's really short classes, but it's all of them, so we're running all periods of the day for about 25 minutes. So teachers use that as intervention times between there to target different areas of need, or some of them are using it as test day or quiz day or something like that that's getting all of them through at the same time. So I've heard very good feedback from the teachers as far as what that looks like. So again, that's a nice thing, a way that we've really held interest of kids on Fridays. Admin actions, we have weekly small group meetings, all different kinds of things like SWIT, BLT, student services, administration, nutrition, building operations, attendance, at risk. All of those things are meeting weekly with me, just to try to keep a pulse on what's going on, address student needs, the staff needs, and those things. And Skyrocket meetings with teachers are underway. Ms. Felke and myself are running those. So thank you to her and all her efforts of getting in the classrooms there. And again, I think we've got a really good start to the school year. Questions?
All right, just a few brief notes for all of you. There's a school board convention that happens annually, and it's coming up here, I believe, middle to the end of November. I think the main day is on November 19th, but we'll make sure that information is sent your way. If you're interested in attending, that's something that Kathy can help you get you registered for, and you can also block a room if you choose to go out and stay, so you can catch sessions over a couple of days. It's now referred to as BoardCon, so board convention, that is held in Vermont. Next piece, as part of that convention, I know that I've shared with you in the past that we are encouraged to send a delegate that goes out and participates in their delegate convention at the same time that BoardCon will be held. It's an opportunity for someone from our board to represent our interest in helping to drive the legislative priorities that the School Board Association will help in their conversations with legislators, talking about what needs to happen for the next legislative session. So if any of you are interested in participating in that, you can let myself and or Kathy know, and we can go from there. Did want to just put on your radar, there was also new legislation that requires training on open meeting laws. That's something that is required moving forward for any newly elected board members. All board members are encouraged to participate, and I'll encourage everyone that sits on our board to take advantage of that training. There are several different organizations that will offer that. There's one of the major public school law firms that's developed training. The Iowa Association of School Boards has developed a module for training. And then I believe some other state public information organizations have created those as well. So that is, again, for any newly elected board members, but everyone is encouraged to take advantage of that learning, just so that we're all aware of what those laws entail. Last piece that I plan to send out to all of you, but just wanted to put on your radar, looking to schedule a board workshop where we can bring somebody from the School Board Association out to work with our board. I know that we've done that in the past, but it's been several years in anticipation of some new members joining our board. I think it would be a great time for all of us to get together to do some collective learning and just talk about roles, responsibilities, what it means to be on the school board, and just an opportunity for all of you to ask questions from somebody that's very educated and experienced in that area. So Tony Draba, who I think we've worked with before, is super busy following the election in the months of December and January, because they will continue to do kind of their road trip across Iowa, where they go and offer workshops for new school board members. So that will continue, but her time frees up after January, and so She has blocked off the first 2 Wednesdays of February for us. So I told her that I'd be reaching out to all of you and ask you to take a look at your calendars, and then, whatever new board members come on, but just please have that on your radar so that I can get an answer back to her within the next week or so. But that's all that I had for you on my report.
It's 2 Wednesdays, or it's just 3 Wednesdays?
So it's 1 Wednesday. I just asked, she said the first 2 Wednesdays in February she's available, so let her know which one works better, if one is better than the other.
When is the transition from old board to new board?
So the election is November 4th, but typically, I'll have to look how the calendar falls. Typically, we do our organizational meeting in December because our district spans 2 counties. And so we usually get the election results back and they go through what they call the canvass. It's a formality of finalizing the election results. That's typically done before our board meeting for Jackson County, but then once that's finalized, then they have to swap results with Clinton County, and then it goes through the whole process again. So most often, I would plan on December.
We did skip over school board member requests. Anyone have anything? I just let the board know I turned an individual in from the community that represented himself or the school as a board member or administration to Homeland Security for getting information. So Chris, I'll give you Homeland Security's guy's name, so if he calls you, you can give additional information.
Very good.
Set next board meeting date.
So here's the next board meeting would be set for October 15th at 6 p.m. in Preston.
Did you say 15th?
October 15th.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Been properly moved by Jody, seconded by Gillen to approve October 15th, next board meeting at 6 o'clock in Preston. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to adjourn. Second. Properly moved by Jody, seconded by Gillen to adjourn the meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.